A very good afternoon to you here from the race control. This is 2022 race at home pro round one. We are getting ready for the qualifying session, and it's going to be at WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca. A beautiful track and a memorable corner coming up very soon. And we have 15 drivers participating in this pro race round one. We have Angelo Sinaradne, Emdad Hussain, Seshan Gunasekara, Anthony Shanuk, Kevin Pereira, Brian Pereira, Rais Zubaim, Dasun Ranatunga, Viren Boteju, Devan Pereira, Tiago Pereira, Akil Rizni, Riaz Hafrat, Rushdi Rushan, Imesh Silva. And this race at home race is brought to you by Ceylon Motorsports Club. And I have race director Samita Hinkenda watching over and the entire program, and the race stewards will be Samita Hinkenda. Again, he will be the race stewards cum race director, and I will be joining in with the commentary. My name is Rukshan, and a very bright Sunday afternoon to you all. It's going to be an 18-lap race, and we have our proud sponsors Lap 57, J Homes and House of Glass, and not to forget social media partner Pit Pass have joined hands with us for year 2022. And notable mentions on the last year's championship pro class 2021 champion Brian Pereira is also competing in this pro class, and a very notable change in race class, that is Akil Rizni, who was the AM champ in 2021, will be racing in the pro category in 2022. And there's another notable change that all the viewers must take note of. The pro drivers last year drove GR3 spec cars, and they have been upgraded to much faster, much more agile GR2 spec, and you will see faster cars and more incidents are taking place on this first race. And let's hope for an incident-free race, and let us see how the lap times are going to drop down from GR3 spec cars down to GR2. And it's a very attractive racetrack, and you have WeatherTech Laguna Seca is famously known for its corkscrew, the corner number 8, and also a very challenging hairpin, the entry hairpin right after the first turn. And the second turn after the main straight. It's a 11 cornered tracks, one hairpin, that will be the Andretti hairpin, and one corkscrew, and it's total of 11 corners on this track. And it's a beautiful sunny Sunday on this virtual space as well. And we see now all the pro drivers taking their last bits of practice available for them, and we are ready to start our qualifying session any moment from now on. And the viewers must be informed of the power cuts that we are enduring, so that is common to all of us. So the race control here will try our best to bring you an uninterrupted service. So we are running on backup power generation right here at the residence of Niroshan Pereira. We have the race control at Ceylon Motorsports Club President's house, and I hope that the runners, all the participants, will have the opportunity to run without any technical glitches or also without any power interruption. So good luck to everyone, and we will be with you shortly with the qualifying. All right, once again, we are back with the Pro Round 1. There are a bit of amendments that's been done to the race format. Instead of the original 18 laps, it will be reduced to 14 laps. And now we are on the qualifying. We are back with the start of the qualifying session for Pro Round 1, and this is we have 15 drivers participating in this Pro Round 1 race with the GR2 spec cars, much quicker cars this time compared to the 2021 season under Pro category. We have 15 drivers participating today, and we are now with Thiago in his usual gold liveried car with blue accents. Oh, there's Rice losing a bit of control there on the main stretch. And at the race control, we have our race director, Com Stewart, Samita Hinkender, and I will be joining him with stewarding as well. It's a bright sunny Sunday here at Sri Lanka in the real world as well as in the virtual world back in the WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca. It's 11. It's a racetrack with 3.6 kilometers distance and an official real world lap record of 1 minute 7 seconds. And I'm being told that the drivers are capable of running at 1 minute 13 seconds with these GR2 spec cars, and we will eventually see who manages to snap the pole position and who manages to record the fastest lap around today. And this race is brought to you by Ceylon Motorsports Club, proudly sponsored and partnered by Lab 57, J Homes, and House of Glass, and we have our social media partner Pit Pass. We are now riding with Shanuk, car number 12, in a blue GR2 spec Nissan GTR. Currently Seshan is recording 1 minute 14 seconds, and it's just a matter of time that it gets to 1 minute 13 second time belt. Seshan is currently on pole, provisional pole. We have 8 drivers on track as we speak. Seshan, Dasut Ranatunga, Viren, Mevan, Angelo, Akil Rizning, Rai Zuaim, Thiago Pereira. All 15 drivers are on track. As usual, we see the 3 Pereira brothers, Brian Pereira, Kevin Pereira, and Mevan Pereira. Kevin Pereira recording his personal best in Sector 1. In his Lexus GR2 spec car. A very famous color for Sri Lankan motorsports as well as any other types of sports, because blue and a little bit of yellow happens to be the Sri Lankan sports colors. And we see Kevin Pereira driving his Lexus around Laguna Seca now, recording his personal best through to the second round, the second sector as well, onto his final sector. And while we are switching our focus to Mevan Pereira, currently on 4th P4. There's a beautiful chrome finishing on his car. He's also driving a Lexus. I want to see what Brian Pereira is driving. He's coming into pits. And while he comes into pits, we will switch back to Mevan with a lot of branding of his dad's Target Color Lab studio branding as well. A beautiful purplish pink livery going down through the corkscrew, coming on to the rainy curve. And Brian has come into pits and he's out. He's driving a Nissan for a change from the Pereira brothers. He's the only one driving the Nissan. Two other brothers, Mevan and Kevin, is driving Lexus. There we are with Brian on his outlap. Since he's on his outlap, let's switch to another driver who's doing his flying lap. Mevan is in his pits, changing tires and back on track. He's currently on P4. He is carrying a little less fuel, only 53 liters of fuel. There goes Mevan in his Lexus GR2 spec car, beautiful livery. However, he's missing a bit of sponsors branding there. And let's switch our focus to Brian. Brian has started his flying lap on the first sector. Oh, he has recorded the best overall time of 19 seconds in the Sector 1, the previous year champion from Pro 2021. I'm sure Brian, it must be one of the favorites coming onto this track, and this time around the year into the first race itself. Driving a Nissan GTR GR2 spec car. And Brian is very smooth on his driving inputs. Look at that. The overall best time when he clocks Sector 2 as well. So I'm pretty sure he is bound to recording 1 minute 13 seconds right away on his first flying lap. And we will see he is back onto the Brian Pereira provisional pole there. 1 minute 13 seconds 0.71. That's a very impressive and a smooth drive by Brian. Now we will wait to see who would be able to challenge for the P1 position. And since Brian is on a cool down lap, let's switch our focus to Seshan, who's just there he's having a bit of a moment, losing a bit of control in his green GTR. Seshan Gunasekara is PSN ID Sesh SL. Nissan GTR seems to be the favorite car around this time on this track, and Brian is closely following in on Seshan. I wonder whether Brian is also putting a second flying lap. And there, Kevin, the second of the three brothers, has gone fastest. 1 minute 13 seconds, and he has just managed to beat Brian Pereira into provisional pole now. Kevin is on P1, Brian is on P2. And that was a fantastic drive by Kevin Pereira, just 0.2 of a second off his brother Brian. Brian is a little heavy on fuel. We see running about 100 liters of fuel, 100 kilograms rather. And we are still riding with Seshan as he's on his flying lap, comes through the corkscrew. Down through the rainy curve, the turn number 9, and onto the 10th right-hander, and that's the end of the session. We have 55 seconds remaining onto this session, and Let's see whether Sishan manages to clock any better. No, he's 2/10 off the race leader. Brian Pereira is 15 thousandths of a second off our provisional pole holder Kevin, and Kevin is now on a slowdown lap, and we will go to the rest of the pack. Mevan Pereira is also not putting in his. We are now with Viran in his Honda. Viren Boteju usually drives a whole different a car as opposed to the rest of the pack. Putting his flying lap through the. Oh, that's a bit of a moment that Viren had down into the braking into corkscrew. Where's Thiago? That is the end of the qualifying session, and we will be now moving into the race round one. Huh? We have just finished the pro round one qualifying session. We have 15 drivers, but unfortunately only 12 of them managed to finish the qualifying today. Some are having the technical difficulties, probably due to the power failures. And until we will be back with the qualifying session for AM class and also the race round, we'll go back to the race control. Good afternoon once again. We are here at WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca. Now it's the time for qualifying for the M class. There's a notable change to the rules this year for M class as well. The cars that ran the Pro class last year in 2021, GR3 spec is now running with the M class. So all these drivers get to experience much faster cars and much more reliable cars this time around with the GR3 spec. And I reckon that most of the drivers have entered the racing mostly with the Porsche GR3, and some drivers have opted for the Nissan GTR GR3 spec version. We have 14 drivers. We had 15 drivers entered, but unfortunately one driver, that is Samindra Veeravarnakula, is missing from participating for the qualifying session today. We have Saman Pereira. I reckon this is the father of the three Pereira brothers, the father of Kevin, Mevan and Brian. Saman Pereira is participating today, and Saman_Pereira 893 is his PSN ID. And we have Lalit Sedara, Mahilal Piri, Sam D. Smith, Shane Darren, Ashan Silva, as we all know, Rukshan Patirana, Adam Junaid, Kushan Piris, Pansilwa Bevikrama, Inuk Madhumarachi, one of the promising budding racers in the E-racing category. Inuk Madhumarachi, son of Mudit, a race driver himself. Sachetana Patirage, Sajit Rupasingha, and Mevan Vikramasingha. All these drivers are on the track now. We see Ashan trying on his, he's on his out lap. Danny? He's flying?
Yeah, on out
lap, yeah. And I have Niroshan joining me in the commentary as well. Niroshan.
Brilliant day of racing. Unfortunately, the power did have its may take its toll. But you see, Ashan, I think, is the first of the drivers who's out there on a qualifying lap, and you've got Kushan Piris right on his tail.
Yes, I mean, more than a qualifying session, it appears to the viewers as if they were racing on track.
This is back again, what happens in the real world. These two guys in their SLGTs, they're out in their Porsches now, and they've done the first of the times of 1:22.770.
1:22 is clocked by Ashan on his flying lap now. What would Kushan Piris? He's on his first flying lap now. And do you think, Niroshan, he would be... Oh, yeah, he's already bettering the sector 1 timing. Yeah, he lost it there.
An unfortunate bit of driving.
Unfortunate situation.
Blue flags out. Anyways, he's going to live to fight another day. But Rukshan, do you realize there's almost a 10-second gap between the GR2s and the GR3s.
That is right. The fastest these drivers recording on the GR2 spec at the Pro class is 1:13, and we are here almost 10 seconds slower with the GR2 spec.
But these cars are going to get faster. As they get lighter, they're going to get faster.
Faster than the GR2 spec?
No. What I'm saying is that lap times
faster
here.
Than this.
Yeah,
Okay.
the lap times here will reduce.
So, do you reckon that we would be able to see a 1:19 today?
No, I think a 120
flat
120s would be good. The Adam is leading the pack at the moment at a 122.567, and Ashan has just done faster lap at 122.
222.
Yes.
That's a lovely number to look at. We are in 2022.
Don't discount Sam D. Smith. Smith is a man who also has a lot of experience on this circuit. He's running the car with the branding of Excite. I presume that's his personal sponsor. There you see Sam Smith, Sachetana Patirana, another guy who's really fast in this segment.
Sachetana Patirana was a very promising driver in M class last year round as well with the GR4 spec cars.
Exactly, and then don't forget we've got Mahilal Piris, who's also quite fast We've got Lalit Sedar joining us all the way from Dubai.
Oh, he's a new entrant to this racing
Not really.
scenario.
He ran last year as well.
Oh,
He
okay.
ran last year. But Pansilu is new.
Pansilu is new. He's driving
Um,
oh, that's a Mercedes
it's a
AMG.
Mercedes AMG. Yes, that is. It's a bit of a big car there.
A very bulky
Not
car.
exactly the easiest of cars to control on this circuit. It's quite twitchy at the best of days. Beautiful, beautiful branding, I must say. He's made maximum use of the car. He's wrapped the car beautifully. All the sponsors are there: J Homes, Pit Pass, House of Glass, Lab 57.
And also the organizer, Ceylon Motorsports Club logo.
Exactly. Car looking beautiful. Ashan still leads the pack with a lap time of 1:22.222, and Adam closely following him. At the moment, Inuk is fourth, very creditable. Adam is 3 tenths away, carrying the father's brand of J Homes on his car. Gets slightly off. I think he's going in for a new set of tires. Kushan, Viris still trying to chase these guys. I think this is going to be an interesting race.
It probably seems to be one of the most interesting races we can see on Sunday, because if I recall from last year, when we enjoyed the pro race at the start, when it switches to the AM race, these AM drivers seem to be throwing a bit of a challenge at each other, and ultimately end up being the most exciting race of the day, Niroshan. So yeah, there's a bit of a moment for Rukshan Patirana cutting the corkscrew, but still managing to keep the lap counter going on. Driving a very beautifully liveried Porsche there. And Rukshan coming into the pits, probably due to the shunt that he experienced. Can we just look at Sachetana Patrike? Okay, this is a new entrant again. Shane Darren, driving a pearlescent livery purple Porsche today, going through the corkscrew, coming on to the rainy curve. That's the ninth turn you get, and then you have a slight 120-degree right-hander before you get into the final elbow. There he comes to the final corner. He's currently at 1:18. Can he record the time that we are looking for? He's already up to 1:24. That's a bit of a slower lap from Shane Darren, but it was a clean lap though. And we are now running with Sam D. Smith going through the Cox corner. It's a beautiful but very a unique design Sam has opted to go for. It's a very flat matte grey, but still the car looks good, because personally I also prefer when the grey is mixed with the orange accents, and he has a very beautiful selection there. Sam on to the third gear, shifting through to the fourth. He's started a new flying lap, and Ashan Silva manages to stay, manages to keep that P1 position for himself. And while Sam is taking his second flying lap, we are now with Shane Darren. Let's focus on Sachetana Patirage a little bit. He's running a very nicely done Porsche with a light blue livery. Onto the left hand there, he's on his final sector. Going through the corkscrew. He's also running a bit of a slower lap there. He's still on his 1:30s. And let's now switch our focus to Rukshan Patirana. He's also driving a Porsche GR3 spec car, the Porsche GT3. He's on to the Rahal straight now, just breaking in to the corkscrew. Oh, he manages. He does not. He had a bit of a moment there. He did not manage to take the proper control of his car. Going into that corkscrew. It's a corkscrew is a
(1934), Phil Falk sets a record at the first Mahagastora hill climb. 1936, Mrs. Gordon Graham, the first female racer to compete in